All right, so in this video, we're going to look at the warm-up for lesson 3.3. So make sure before you watch this video, make sure you've actually watched the video for the notes. If you haven't done that, this is going to be completely pointless. So don't waste your time right now watching this unless you've already watched the video and taken notes on lesson 3.3. And you can use this just to refresh your memory, make sure that you understand the concept. Now, it's a relatively simple concept, so it should be something easy for you to do. But there is a question in this warm-up that's kind of review of summation notation, and you're going to see a question like this in your assignment. So that's why I have it in the warm-up here. But for this one, it says on a recent Algebra 2 test, the scores of the following statistics. We have the mean, the median, the range, the standard deviation, and mode all listed here. And if the teacher decided to curve the test by adding 2 percentage points to each student's score, what would the new statistic be? So remember from the video or the notes that we have, anytime we add a number to everything in the data set, it's going to only affect our 3 M's, the mean, the median, and the mode. So whatever we add or subtract to that data set, the mean, the median, and mode, those are measures of center, so those are going to be affected by that value. But the range is not going to change because the range and the standard deviation, those are what we call measures of spread. So if you think about just sliding a, like if I had a set of data, just to give you a visual here, if I had a set of data that was this long and this was my measure of center, that was the median, and the yellow highlighted line, that represents the range of the data. Well, if I were to increase that data, and let's say if I were to add a few more points, so now it's going to start and stop at these 2 positions, the spread is going to be the same distance. But where that measure of center is, that's going to change. Okay, so the range and the measure of spread is just dealing with how long it is, and that's not going to change when we add a number to a set of data. The only thing that's going to change is going to be that measure of center, which in this case is represented by the mean, the median, and the mode. So that's just a long explanation to say that those 3 are going to add, we're going to add 2 to each of those values, but the range and standard deviation are going to stay the same. So the mean, that would increase to 83. The median would increase to 86. The range would stay at 65. The standard deviation would stay at 4.9, and the mode, that would increase to 79. So again, the mean, the median, and the mode would change. The other ones would stay the same. All right, so this is just review of sigma notation or summation notation. So it looks like these are asking for the same thing. The difference, though, is in the second set. This means that we're going to add the 4 numbers together, and after we add the 4 numbers together, we're going to subtract 3. This means that we're going to subtract 3 from each number, and then we're going to add them together. So let's start with that first one. So if I subtract 3 from each number, I'm going to have -1. 7 minus 3 would be 4. 5 minus 3 would be 2. And 10 minus 3 would be 7. So if I add those all together, I'd end up with 12. So that would be the sum of those 4 numbers after we subtract 3 from each term. This next one, we're going to add them all together and then subtract 3 from the sum. So we would take 2 plus 7 plus 5 plus 10. When you do that, you get 24. But then we subtract 3 and we get 21. So that's how you would do that sigma notation problem. So again, you're going to have a question like that similar to it in your assignment today. So you want to make sure that you recognize and remember how to use sigma notation. So with that, good luck then as you work on your assignment.